I'm gonna share with you the story of Sadat. He's a VP Plus student of mine who joined us making nothing. Today, he makes $4,000 to $5,000 a month, traveling around the world, filming Lambos, riding in Porsches, and sailing yachts on the 7 seas. That might sound like a completely ridiculous story, but it's 100% reality for Sadat. And I know I said that sounds like an unattainable story, but it's completely not. There were very replicatable parts of his story that anybody can follow to build a massive income. Let's jump into the video and break down exactly how you can do the same. So this right here is Sadat cruising around in some Lambos, and this is how this video editor quit his 9 to 5 to make $4,000 plus a month, shooting Lambos and just having an all-around good time. Sadat always joins our calls in very high spirits, and who wouldn't be? Here he is hanging out the back of a Urus filming some stuff. Here he is driving Lambos. He's having an absolute blast. Let's break down how you can use the strategies that he used to make $4 or $5 a month editing any kind of video. This isn't exclusive to Lambos. You don't have to, go get a license and start cruising around in supercars, worried if you're going to crash them. I crashed my car when I was 22 years old. It sucks. I still haven't got another one. The insurance is too high. Anyways, let's go ahead and break it down. So briefly, who was Sadat before joining VP Plus? Well, Sadat was using an iPhone to shoot cars as a side hustle. He had 0 freelance clients landed, absolutely none. He was making nothing from freelancing. And here he is actually working as an aviation engineer, completely different to video editing, a completely different 9 to 5. He says, before VP Plus, I was just a guy with an iPhone. I didn't even have a camera or editing skills, and I was kind of lost. So Sadat feels lost, and he joins us in May 11th of 2024. This is us welcoming him into the server. Sadat basically struggled with how to sell results without pitching and how to position himself as an expert. Like, he started with very typical low-quality outreach. This is the kind of stuff that he would send his clients in the early days. Good morning. Do you want to hop on a call? I can show you my results, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, people aren't very open to that, especially if it's cold. This is a client right here basically, soft rejecting him. Unfortunately, we currently don't have time for a call. Please feel free to send us a presentation about your previous work or your offer, blah, 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 blah. Now, Sadat started with outreaching to luxury car dealerships, and he was offering to improve their short-form content and generate them more organic leads. Basically, the goal was to make them make more sales through content. Now, we made him pivot to value first very quickly. He was sending these very, volume-based, low-effort outreaches, and we made him pivot to value first very quickly. Value first means that you're going to take somebody's content, whether it's a business or a creator, you're going to put the work in up front and make it better, and you're not going to approach them with a boring cold pitch. You're going to approach them with a sample and say, hey, this is what I can do. Look at how much better I made your content. Here's an example of Sadat's value first outreach. Hey, BMW team, I hope you're well. I saw some things about your short form content that should be improved. Your videos aren't as engaging as they could be, and you're missing out on sales and views because of it. I created a video for you. Now, this is where the community came in clutch for him, because Sadat got very active in VP Plus, seeking feedback, especially on our weekly live calls. Every single week, we have 5 live calls a week with expert 6-figure mentors who've built big agencies, who've basically scaled in video production, myself, Cami C's, a whole bunch of other great guest speakers as well. And Sadat wasn't afraid to actually come through and ask for advice. He says here, feel free to roast and give your advice on my sample that I made for BMW. I collected 3 of their different videos and I mashed it up into one: speed ramping, stabilization, color grading, blah, blah, blah. He sends it in. We're giving him feedback. We're helping him with it. And he persisted nonstop with value first outreach, and he started to land clients. Who would have known? These big brands, it's very hard to land them if you're just cold pitching. When you're coming with serious value, something that's undeniable, like when we had one of the biggest YouTubers in the world, A-Rack, as a guest speaker on VP Plus, he literally said, a good edit is undeniable. The only way to land big creators, big brands, is with way more effort up front, and value first outreach is that. So he shoots off a bunch of value first outreach, stuff like this, and actually starts landing huge car dealerships, Porsche, BMW, all of these big guys as his clients. But his offer wasn't just editing, it was lead generation. So now he had a new problem. He actually had to get results for these guys, or they were going to churn. They were going to basically just cancel the contract. So here's what Sadat achieved with his clients. He says, averagely, I increased my clients' reach 10 to 12x in 1 month of consistent posting. He says, I got 2 leads for Porsche showroom with just 5 videos in less than 2 weeks. He was going out, he was shooting videos for Porsche, and he was actually getting them leads. One of my clients, who was a luxury car dealership, was complaining about getting stuck around the 2K views mark, and after working with me, he had 3 viral videos, 400K views in total, and they only posted 16 videos. So social media was working for Sadat at this point. It was crushing. And he decided to not just use social media to help his clients, but also to build a personal brand and start getting inbound leads. That's what we preach all day long in VP Plus. You don't just want outbound. If you can get inbound leads as well, people DMing you, those two combined, inbound and outbound, are the holy grail. So now Sadat was working with clients. He started posting BTS, behind the scenes, and talking head content on social media to start attracting inbound leads. He would film behind the scenes content while he was at these big money luxury shoots, and he would even film talking head stuff. Him in the dealership saying, hey, listen, I can help you get more leads, blah, blah, blah. And because he was in such a professional destination, this stuff started to work like magic. Real quick, while we're on the topic of personal brand, how Sadat started making content that brought inbound leads to him, I want to shout out a case study that I put together on another one of my students called Jupe. He went from about 2,000 followers to 12,000 followers overnight from about 3 different posts. I broke down the exact strategy he used. Click the link down below and I'll send it to you completely for free. Personal brand is overpowered. You have inbound and you have outbound. Outbound is obviously going to clients with outreach. Inbound is building a personal brand that delivers clients to you. It's extremely powerful. I've linked the full breakdown down below of how you can build your own following and attract inbound leads. Get it? It's free. Let's get back to Sadat. Through all of this incredible content that he was getting at all of these big money car shoots, he started printing inbound leads, and they weren't just car dealerships. They were people in the luxury niche, not just car dealerships. He started getting inbounds from yacht charter companies. This is an example right here. Hi mate, I'm starting a small business, chartering and cruises. What do you help businesses with exactly? That's nice to hear. Good luck. I help automotive and yacht/boat businesses grow on social media and get views from organic content. He started getting inbound leads because of the content he was posting on his personal brand, and he started closing them. This is him with one of his yacht rental clients right here. Another one of my clients who was a yacht rental was complaining about doing, bad investments on social media and not getting leads from social media. So Sadat came through and started absolutely crushing for him. So we started a TikTok account from scratch. I did 20,000 views in less than 7 days, and in 3 weeks, 50,000 views had come in and a couple of interested leads for his services, even though it wasn't even the season for yacht rental. Even in winter, because of how good Sadat's content was, all of a sudden, people are DMing his client asking to rent their yacht. And this is exactly what Sadat's service was. It wasn't just views. It wasn't just cool, pretty content. It was leads for the business owners. Now, Sadat just re-signed this yacht client for $7,500 for 100 shorts. This is a good moment to talk about B2B versus B2C. If your client can directly make money through your content, you as a freelancer creating those videos become infinitely more valuable. If it's just a YouTuber who maybe gets a few more views or gets like a 1 out of 10 on their YouTube stats, that's cool and all, but in theory, you're still replaceable. There could still be a better editor who edits fancier or, turns in edits faster, whatever the case may be. If your content has a direct ROI, return on investment, aka when they put out your short form videos, they get leads and start renting yachts or renting supercars or selling info products, insert B2B action here, your content is infinitely more valuable. That's a great takeaway and something you should apply when you're targeting clients. How valuable is content for them? Targeting clients who view content as an investment rather than an expense, like some bullshit expense on the side, or an investment that actually makes sales. Content is going to be infinitely more valuable for that person. And as a result, if their content is printing leads and they're making a bunch of money, they're going to keep working with you. So after just a few short months inside VP Plus, Sadat was actively working for clients and getting them serious results. He was receiving, thousands and thousands of dollars from these clients, and he was absolutely crushing it. Sadat says right here, before VP Plus, I was making $0, and in just 2 months, I went up to $4,000 a month. We helped Sadat with everything from follow-up advice all the way to outreach feedback from the expert mentors inside VP Plus. We helped him seal the deal every single step of the way, but we couldn't do the work for him. He had to step in and put a shit ton of work in, and he did. Anybody who I see join VP Plus, who comes in, gets as active as Sadat, asking for feedback on a daily basis, and then matching that with the part we can't help with, which is you doing the fucking work, crushes it. Absolutely crushes it every single time. Just 6 months after joining VP Plus, Sadat quit his 9-to-5. This is him announcing, I quit my 9-to-5. It was a great day. The whole community was bigging him up. This is, an absolutely awesome moment for Sadat. But again, he put the work in. Sadat says that now I'm an agency owner with 4 people on my team. I'm working with big automotive brands like Porsche, Nissan, Cupra, and also yacht rentals. The funny part, it all happened in the last 6 to 7 months. My advice for people who is first time stepping into this game is be patient and stick to the plan. 100% you'll see results, even big or small. Sticking to the plan and not giving up on the hard days is the biggest thing. And this is a big takeaway right here. He says, try not to miss any live sessions, which brought me the most value, and ask as many questions as possible, and boom, you're gonna learn. So key takeaways for you guys. Now, Sadat targeted a specific niche. It was the luxury car rental niche. Sadat was very active in VP Plus, asking for constant feedback on his outreach, coming to every live session to ask questions. He really made the most out of the subscription. This gave him a ton of help fast-tracking his progress instead of figuring it out all on his own. It's very tough when you're on your own, and freelancing can be a notoriously lonely game. It just can. Sadat was very persistent. He had some very dark times, but he pushed through and ultimately made it happen. And freelancing can and will take time to get moving, but once you have momentum, things happen very, very quick. If you want expert help building your career, I highly suggest you join us in VP Plus. Even if you don't want to film Lambos, even if you don't want to film yachts, we can help you build an income in freelance video editing regardless. Sadat says VP Plus mentors give you direct business video creation and editing knowledge of world-class experts who usually charge $1,000 plus an hour for less than $50 a month. Anytime I get stuck, they help me understand the solution so I can actually apply it and get results. And again, he never missed a live session. Sadat was in here grinding every single day. If you want it, we have an entire roadmap to build you guys a $4,000 plus a month recurring income, but we can't do the work for you. We could give you the directions, but if you don't take them, it's on you. There's a link down below to join VP Plus. If you use code DISCOUNT20, you'll get your first month inside for $40 instead of $50. I highly encourage you come give it a shot. I'll see you inside. I'm going to direct you to this video next. It's a great continuation. I'm going to jump off your screen in 3, 2, 1. See you there.